advantage against Wyoming and can get to the basket off the dribble. And there, right there, Dave, is that double teaming the post. Excellent job digging at the dribble when that postman puts it on the floor.
Tie up and the loose ball, the possession arrow favors San Jose State, so great hustle by the Spartans. I started to mention before the timeout that San Jose State did win here last year, but overall this has been all Wyoming. Wyoming has won 9 of the last 10, and they're 21-3 all time against San Jose State. That is mind-numbing efficiency. Oh, Gorner, inefficient there, but able to get the basketball back. Nearly turned it over. Gorner has not been looking for the threes as much of late. Does take the step back there, can't get it to go.
Well, one reason Gorner isn't shooting the three as much is KYP, know your personnel. The entire Mountain West knows he is San Jose State's all-time leading three-point shot maker.
Looked like Wenzel dragged the pivot foot, got away with it. They kick it back out to Wenzel for the three, and he buries it.
So if you're going to double team the post, that means you need to sprint out to open shooters. As we talked about, Brendan Wenzel is too good. There needs to be better defensive rotation by the Spartans.
Wenzel's been on fire from outside. Nice contest without fouling there by Wyoming, and here come the Cowboys again. Wenzel, 17 of his 41 threes on the season have come in the last 4 games for Wyoming, and add 2 more on tonight. Walters, wow, that was nice. Fred Astaire would have been happy with that spin move.
Excellent two-man game. How about that? Quell, he's really good going left, 2-foot jump stop, finding Walters.
Amy into the corner, Anderson ready for it, drills the triple. Garrett Anderson, he was 0 for 5 from downtown in the meeting in Laramie, but hits on his first attempt here tonight.
I like Garrett Anderson, the 6'8 player of the year out of Arizona, a sophomore. He's had some big games as a freshman in the Mountain West.
Wenzel has his third.
He's too good. I don't think you can double team the post when Wenzel's on the ball side.
He was 4 of 12 from downtown against Utah State, so he could take a ton of them. And a travel here and another turnover by San Jose State. Four turnovers by each team so far here tonight. They give it back to Wenzel. Cross-court pass for Griffin, who's left open. And right now, Wyoming is dialed in from downtown. That's their 4th triple already.
You're seeing Wyoming pick apart the scheme for San Jose State, doubling the post. They're really good at kicking it out and then ball reversals.
Anderson tries to get it back. Caught. Takes it the distance. Draws the blocking foul. So the foul is going to be on Christian Wise, and that's going to send Cott to the free throw line.
Take a look at Quell Cott. Nice crossover dribble. Gets the and one. I had a nice chat with him at shoot-around, Dave. You know, he spent 4 years at the Division II ranks at Fort Lewis College, a Division II All-American, averaged 23 points a game, originally from South Sudan. And I asked him, I said, are you here to prove that you were always a Division I player? And he said, actually, no. I had 1 year remaining. I put my name in the portal, and Wyoming has been a great fit for me. The style of play, and looks like great things are definitely on the horizon for Cott, averaging 14.5 a game.
Yeah, and we showed you the buzzer beater at the top that he had in Laramie against San Jose State. He also had a buzzer beater this year against Fresno State. Mitchell open for 3, unable to make it count, and the rebound controlled by the Pokes, and they're sloppy with the basketball, and it will be San Jose ball. So the Spartans catch a break here. They need to cash it in.
Well, smart play by Ricky Mitchell. He had great anticipation, little trickery, I like to say, to get that nice deflection.
Wyoming on an 8-0 run. Spartans need to get something going, and MJ Amy's the guy to do it.
I love that MJ Amy is not settling for three-point buckets. He's using his athleticism and his ability to use good quickness to get in the paint.
Cale Combs on the floor for the first time tonight, unable to get it to go.
Nice kick ahead by Trey Anderson. I'd like Trey Anderson to be a little more confident. He's a good offensive basketball player. I'd like to see him be a little bit more of a scorer in this evening's game.
I'll tell you what, if San Jose State, though, if they're just going to start jacking threes, could be a long night here, Kevin. They can hit threes, but you can't be chasing. You got to get them in the flow of the offense. Cott slips, loose ball. Mitchell comes up with it, or does he? They finally get it ahead to Amy. Amy unable to finish, and the rebound is pulled down by Kojenets. Oleg Kojenets, the Lithuanian. 7-footer, and his size could be an issue here tonight for San Jose State. Got a foul here on the Spartans. It's going to be Christian Wise's second of the game. That'll take us to the under 12 timeout. And a little bit of a deficit right now for San Jose State on their home floor. Wyoming has opened up a 9-point lead here in San Jose. Welcome back to San Jose. Dave Benz alongside Kevin Brown with this Mountain West matchup between San Jose State and the Wyoming Cowboys. So far, Wyoming has taken control of this one, Kevin, and San Jose State, they can blame themselves. They've been turning it over at too high of a clip, and the shooting has been anemic, just 36% so far for the Spartans.
Well, to your point, Dave, San Jose State 1 for 5 from the three-point line, and I like what you said. You need to shoot the basketball when you have a good flow and you have good rhythm. So if you don't have a good shot, bring it out, keep the floor space. You're playing with basically 5 little guys right now, so go 5-out motion, move the basketball side to side. I like their ability to go backdoor, use some dribble handoffs, and get easier shots on the offensive end.
Kojenets for Combs. Back to Kojenets. Anderson trying to stay with the 7-footer and a travel. Nice job defending without fouling as Anderson just put his arms up and walled up against him. I mentioned the turnovers for San Jose State. Wyoming has actually been worse. They've given it away 7 times already. Gorner. Griffin got a hand on it, knocked it free. 5th turnover by the Spartans. Combs unable to get it to go. Batted out of bounds, last touched by Wyoming.
Fortunate for Combs to miss that uncontested layup. I'd like to see San Jose State stop the basketball at half court.
Mitchell gets it back from Anderson. Trey Anderson out of the corner, and that 3 was much better. That was in the flow of the offense. Catch and shoot. He's ready for it, and it goes down.
And with Cardenas not playing this evening, it's imperative for Trey Anderson to bring offensive production. Hopefully that gives him the confidence and the green light to let it fly.
Wenzel gets it into the post. Oh, nice little pass underneath to Koyenitz and Cam Manyow. That was a nice two-man combination.
Excellent pass by Manyow to find the 7-footer Koyenitz.
Wyoming has 6 assists on their 8 buckets so far here tonight. Mitchell, extra pass. Anderson, an extra pass. I thought maybe Trey Anderson, this time I'm going to go against what I said. I thought maybe Trey Anderson should have taken that shot. The corner 3. You like the extra pass, but always looking to go from a good shot to a great shot. But Anderson, that last catch and shoot, he was money. Zhang is going to check back in here for San Jose State. Christian Wise will take a seat. Amy takes the handoff from Zhang, works his way inside and able to get a bucket to go.
Great hesitation by MJ Amy. He's terrific off the dribble. Little hesitation, change of pace. Really strong offensive player.
Griffin hoists the 3, no good. Right into the hands of Foster, who was on that far side of the glass. Nobody else was with him.
Good to see Kenny Foster in the game. Coach Jeff Linder did not think he was going to be able to play. He's been battling an Achilles injury, but he's a 6'5" grad student with high basketball IQ.
Gorner battles his way through and able to get a bucket to go. San Jose State back within a half dozen. And you're right, Coach Linder told me this morning Foster would not play. I've got him on the bottom of my notes, but he's in there.
Against the zone, you see the mid-post. They catch the basketball, turn and face. Good contest by San Jose State.
Griffin too strong. Nice hustle to the basket by Latrell Davis. And he draws the foul. And for the first time tonight, the Spartans will go to the free throw line.
Well, you can see the Spartans have an advantage with their quickness. So if they can get that one-and-done stop and then push it the pace, you can see here, no one can stop the basketball. Ricky Mitchell, Latrell Davis, both great freshman basketball players, new to the roster.
Just the second foul of the game whistled against Wyoming, first of the night on Foster.
I asked Latrell Davis, how did he end up at San Jose State? He said he was representing his home country of Great Britain in the 2023 European Championships, and the San Jose State staff started recruiting him there.
Nice ball movement by Wyoming. Trey Anderson's going to get called for a foul going over the top of Caden Powell. Yeah, I talked to Davis about that same topic earlier this season, and he told me that the highlight of his basketball fandom came when the Olympics were in Great Britain, and he was a kid, and he got to go to a game, and he met Kevin Durant, and that kind of lit the fuse for him and the passion with playing basketball.
Well, you can see his passion getting in the passing lanes, deflections. He's got a great understanding of how to bring value. He may not score, but he's a great on-ball defender and a good passer. You can see, again, a 2-3 zone look. And for Sam Griffin, that's nothing but net, Dave.
Yeah, it's just his second make and 6 attempts from downtown, but pushes the lead back up to 8. Zhang. We're going to whistle here as MJ Amy was being held. And whistle the foul on Griffin. That's going to take us to the under 8 timeout. So San Jose State trying to hang in there right now with Wyoming. It is an 8-point margin as we close in on the late portion of the first half. Let's look at Latrell Davis sitting down next to MJ Amy on the San Jose State bench. The Spartans with some work to do here. The shooting percentage has started to trend north a little bit, though, for them, Kevin, up to 44% now for the half on 8 of 18 shooting.
Wyoming is leading the Mountain West in three-point shooting percentage at 37%, and they're knocking down the three ball, and it's because of the zone defense is not putting enough ball pressure, and they're not extending enough. So if San Jose State stays in this zone, they're going to have to be much more aggressive and move on the flight of the basketball.
I'll tell you what, we're not the only ones that didn't expect Kenny Foster to play tonight. He's not even in the game notes from Wyoming. One and done out of the timeout for the Spartans. Here come the Pokes looking to push their lead. Wyoming, this is game one of a two-game road trip. They'll take on Nevada on Tuesday, so they'll stay out west following this game. Missed from point-blank range, and Zhang pulls down the rebound after Walters couldn't get it to go. San Jose State trailing on the glass 13-8, so some room to make up there as well. MJ Amy goes down, late whistle. We'll see who they called on, and it's not going to be on Foster. It's going to be on Powell, Caden Powell with the whistle.
Great execution. Take a look at the curl by MJ Amy. Nice call by head coach Tim Miles. He's understanding that his team is relying on too many outside shots. And MJ Amy understands how to read the defense. So if they're going to lock and trail and offer zero help, he needs to continue to do that.
Amy knocks down the first corner, checks out. Garrett Anderson back on for the Spartans. And Amy drills them both. Career high free throws for him on Tuesday night here against Air Force. Part of his 25-point night. Walters into the corner, finds Cott wide open, and the help defense left Cott way too open.
Again, you do not have to double team the mid post every single time, especially if you have a great shooter like Cott on ball side. That's something that Garrett Anderson is going to need to make an adjustment on his defensive scheme. Great coaching by Jeff Linder to see how to attack the double teaming in the post.
Anderson lost the basketball, got it back, and then a reach-in foul here, and that's going to be on Walters. First of the game on Walters, 15 foul on Wyoming, and we're going to have a quick timeout being taken here. I believe this is going to be just a quick 30-second timeout. So no free throws yet, as San Jose State's not in the bonus.
Well, Dave, I talked with Coach Miles before the game, and I was asking him about the keys to the game, and he said, Kevin, I'm going to keep it real simple for you. Energy on defense and confidence on the offensive end, and they play hand in hand, confidence and energy on both ends of the floor.
Well, Jeff Linder, now in his fourth season at Wyoming, was in Northern Colorado before that. Greeley, he's had some great success. Career record of 140 and 104, 60 and 54 overall coming into tonight's game at Wyoming. Only has the one losing record at Wyoming, which was last year. They went from the NCAA tournament 2 years ago as the three by Mitchell. And Ricky Mitchell, I'll tell you what, he could score. He averaged nearly 30 a game last year in high school in the Denver area.
That's right, at Smoky Hill High School in Aurora, Colorado. He can light it up. This year he had 2 threes versus North Dakota, so he's a promising freshman.
Wenzel gives it up. Now they're working around to Powell in the post, and Powell with the spin and the left-handed feathery finish.
Powell is good using both hands, left and right. 6'10 sophomore. Interesting, Dave, he was recruited by Princeton out of high school. One of the smartest guys, Coach Linder talked to me about him, a 4.2 GPA, a 33 on the ACT. Just a great human being.
Loose ball foul here called against Drame Zhang. And Zhang will check out. That is his second personal. Sixth team foul in San Jose State, so the next one, Wyoming, will go into the bonus. And there's still a lot of time left here in this opening half, so the Cowboys could be racking up a bunch of free throws in this final 5 minutes. 3 ball on the way by Wenzel, no. Powell, the offensive board. Griffin, second chance, 3, rattles out mercifully for San Jose State. Amy. Anderson now, a little crossover move, unable to get it to go. Caught with the basketball, deflected to him. Griffin into the corner, and he leads Wenzel a little too much. Nice job saving it to keep it alive for the Cowboys. Mitchell gets a hand on it. Wyoming caught, able to keep the dribble alive. Now we'll go to work on Anderson. Back into the corner. Wenzel, a quick touch pass. Shot clock down to 5. Cott will take it, and he misses everything. It'll be no, they're not going to call the shot clock violation. They're just going to play on. So Christian Wise with the rebound. Was surprised they didn't blow that dead for the shot clock violation. Amy, no. Walters into the corner, caught, the escape dribble, and the 3.
How about that up fake, one bounce to the side? I love his game. As we said, he's out to prove that he can be a Division I basketball player.
Yeah, he's got people's attention, that's for sure. Anderson, a little bit too strong. Rebound corralled by Griffin. Behind the back, Wenzel wasn't quite ready for it. The feed into the post, and Powell gets it to go, and there's really not much that San Jose State can do about the Cowboys' size if they get it into the post.
Well, you also have to guard the basketball. Caden Powell is a good player, and he was in the short corner, but San Jose State has to contest his shots.
13-point advantage for Wyoming, their largest of the game. Amy with the take, no. Wise an offensive rebound, and then he gets tied up, and a foul's going to be on Mason Walters. And that's going to take us to the under 4 timeout. San Jose State right now down by 13 on their home floor to the visiting Cowboys. Back here at Provident Credit Union Events Center, and that is the father of Tim Miles. Tip Miles turned 97 in November, and I had a chance to chat with him before the game. I was told the other night that the last 2 years that the Spartans are undefeated when he's been in attendance watching San Jose State.
That's right. Last year, Tip was 3-0. This year, 1-0, and it's great to see At 97 years young, Coach Miles very proud of his dad, and of course, Tip Miles very proud of his son. They've got the whole family here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Coach Miles' sister Karen's here. His brother-in-law Val is here in support, but it's great to see a proud father here in San Jose.
Tip is a World War II veteran. He was ready to be part of the invasion force that was going to try to take Japan or attack Japan, and then they called him off at the last minute when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. So that's about as close to hardcore reality in life as you can get, and I thanked him for his service prior to the game. His brothers also served in World War II. Not a lot of World War II vets left, Kevin. I remember when I was a kid going to all the 4th of July parades, and they were all over. They are a treasure when you get a chance to talk to them. Wyoming unable to cash in, and we're going to get a foul here in transition, and they'll call it on a Quell Cott. First of the game on Cott. Another look at it. Foul is on the floor, so it'll just be 1-1 for Latrell Davis. And Davis able to knock down the first. By the way, Tip Miles, one other fact, he told me very quickly, Tip's not his real name. His real name is Norbert, but he became Tip because his brother couldn't say Norbert.
They're definitely a tight-knit family. We're talking about Coach Miles. Well, he has a daughter, Ava, San Jose State graduate in the advertisement social media sector. And then his son, Gabe, is a track and field athlete at North Dakota State. So there's a big family connection with athletics in the Miles family.
Griffin open three on the wing, and that's a nice job by Wenzel. Rather than force the three, put it on the deck and drew the defense to help Griffin get an open look. And now the basketball taken away and then given right back. The Spartans catch a little bit of a break there as Manyao took it away from Mitchell momentarily.
Excellent deflection, anticipation on the defensive end by Manyao. Only a freshman, 6'9". We've got some really good young players in this basketball game this evening. Manyao out of Kansas City, Missouri. He's had some big games, 12 boards this year against St. Louis, 11 rebounds, 4 offensive versus Utah State. He's a big body.
Anderson working on Foster, able to hit the mid-range. No question offensively, those Spartans are missing Cardenas here tonight. Their assist leader can get a bucket when they need it. I'm sure he's probably watching the game at home right now.
Yeah, shout out to Cardenas. Hope he feels better. But you're absolutely right. Averages close to 6 assists a game.
Cott, step back three. Nothing but net.
Big time shot maker. Look at him in his stance, and that's what we talk about. Confidence on the offensive end connects with energy on the defensive end, and the Cowboys are implementing both sides of the basketball floor.
And San Jose State just gave him the basketball back. Already 9 made threes tonight for Wyoming. They've made double-digit threes in a game 4 times this season. I'd say, they're 99.9% going to make it a 5th time here tonight.
Something Coach Jeff Linder wants from his team. You know, his first year as the head coach at Wyoming led the Mountain West, averaged over 10 threes a game. So that's part of his offensive philosophy.
Caught, about a 2-second difference between the clocks. Foster forces one up. We'll get a loose ball foul. Oh, they're going to call it on Wise? Oh, no, they did get it on Manyao. Okay, I thought for a second they were going to call Wise. It looked to me like Wise was being held by Manyao, and indeed that is the call. So we're going to walk up to the other end now as the loose ball foul will send Wise to the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, good box out by Christian Wise against Manyao. No question from my eyes here.
Wise has shot 2 free throws all season. He's 1 for 2.
How about that amazing dunk the other
Oh,
night?
yeah, the offensive rebound and the throwdown.
That was Sports Center, in my opinion.
That was certainly Sports Center worthy.
To your point, 43-inch vertical. I mean, he's a freak of an athlete. It's good to see all of his hard work paying off.
Griffin has to beat the clock. Second half underway here in San Jose. Wyoming with the basketball first. Caught from the left elbow. Rattles out. And we mentioned the rebounds need to start coming a little bit more for San Jose State. Zhang comes up with one. And how about Zhang back in the starting lineup to start this second half? Amy. Step back 3. Drills it. And that was nicely set up off the screen by Zhang.
Great screening action, and then even better job by Amy to read the defense. Cott went underneath the ball screen, and good job to be able to step back and let it fly. Good first possession. Let's see if they can string together some stops here and get some energy on the defensive end.
Walters works his way in. Zhang with the block. Third in the Mountain West in blocks per game this season at 1.5. That's his first night, and he got that right at the apex. Zhang for Amy. Draws a double team in the corner. Finds Trey Anderson open as a result, and the Spartans couldn't make Wyoming pay. Could have gotten it back to a single-digit deficit instead. The crossover by Griffin. He gives up the basketball. Amy takes it away. Anderson. Now Amy. Ricky Mitchell, first career start tonight with Cardenas out. Dumps it up for Zhang and the alley-oop finish.
Great start for San Jose State. I'm sure Coach Miles had a little of that, motivation and inspiration in the locker room, but back-to-back scores for the Spartans. Great alley-oop play. Ricky Mitchell to Zhang for the dunk.
Cott dumps it inside for Powell. And they're going to whistle the foul here on Zhang. And actually, it's not going to go on Zhang. Foul instead is going to be on Trey Anderson. Looked like it was going to be on Zhang, but Trey Anderson gets called for the whistle.
First 4 minutes of the second half is critical, and it's going to come down to compete, play aggressive defense, win the war on the boards. And that's how San Jose State beat Air Force at that 14-minute mark in that last game. Coach Miles called a timeout and really lit a fire into his ball club to start competing.
Powell misses them both. Foul on Anderson, by the way, was his second. Mitchell spins. And that is a nifty finish by Mitchell. You can see why he was so proficient at scoring in high school.
Under control as well. When he did his crossover and spin, his shoulders were squared up at the rim. Excellent play by the freshman.
Wenzel. Caught, being guarded by Gorner. Able to slice through the defense, and Zhang with a rebound, and Zhang goes down. Zhang slipped, and he's slow to get up here.
You can see San Jose State, Dave, is playing much better defense on the basketball. They're getting to shooters. Gorner sprinted out to the corner to contest Brendan Wenzel's shot. So there's a difference in their defensive intensity.
It's an unfortunate turnover. Zhang just slipped, and it's a travel as a result. So the basketball back to Wyoming. Walters works his way in and able to get the finish.
Mason Walters, a University of Jamestown transfer, and what I like about Walters, he was Mr. Dakota basketball in 2019, Dave, and he was an NIA National Player of the Year, first-team All-American. Another guy who wanted to go up a level and prove he can play at the Division I rank. So great recruiting by Wyoming to find hungry basketball players.
Spartans force the turnover. Mitchell in transition.
Excellent 3-on-1 fast break by San Jose State. They need more of that. Get the stop and push the pace and get easy baskets in the offensive transition.
Back to just a 7-point game. San Jose State back in this. Walters working his way in with a little crab dribble. Can't get it to go. The rebound by Wise. And here come the Spartans looking to inch even closer. San Jose State 4 of 6 shooting here in this second half. That one rattled out for Amy. Looked like he deserved a better fake. Couldn't quite get it to go off the glass.
Great switching on the defensive end on those ball screens. I like San Jose State switching like-to-like players.
Walters, though, with a matchup he likes, size advantage over Amy, spins and finishes as a result. So that time the switch hurt San Jose State. But you're right, it's been overall good in this second half. Gorner. Tibet Gorner has really just been a non-factor here tonight for San Jose State. The miss there, and that's going to take us to the under 16 timeout. So the Spartans trying to fight back into this thing, but the Cowboys still leading it by 9 on the Spartans' home floor here in San Jose. San Jose State hoping Trey Anderson can get things going. Tim Miles looking for a 2-game win streak for the first time since November. I mean, that's hard to believe. They won 21 games a year ago, did the Spartans. And granted, they lost the Conference Player of the Year. They lost another important piece in the transfer to Central Florida during the offseason by Diallo. So you lose a couple of big pieces. It's going to be uphill sledding, and then some injuries. Viola hasn't played all year, and that's kind of been a tough mix for Tim Miles to navigate.
Well, Coach Tim Miles is a builder of programs. I think one of the best coaches in America. As you said, last year, the 2023 Mountain West Coach of the Year. He spent 7 years at Nebraska, took Nebraska to the NCAA tournament in 2014, and then also 5 years at Colorado State, where he led Colorado State in 2012 to the NCAA tournament.
Davis calls his own number out of the timeout and drills the triple. Back to a 6-point game.
Well, with Cardenas out, you see both Ricky Mitchell and Latrell Davis getting valuable minutes, and they're producing as freshmen.
Caught the entry pass, and Powell's bumped out of bounds. And that foul's going to be on Anderson. That's his third. So Trey Anderson with 3 personals. By the way, you talk about Colorado State with Tim Miles. And Jeff Linder, the coach for Wyoming, he was an assistant at Boise State for a while. So I asked him today about his relationship with Tim, and he goes, oh, yeah, I remember him from all those Mountain West battles when Boise would play Colorado State and how tough those teams were. Nice job getting it into the post for the finish there, and Wyoming pushes it back to an 8-point lead. Walters with a half dozen of his 8 points here in the second half. Anderson stays on the floor with the 3 fouls and pays off the faith in coach with the bucket.
I like Trey Anderson. Nice step back floater in the lane. I'd like to see him have more confidence in himself that he can produce.
Open in the corner is caught, and you can't leave him that open.
And that was a terrific pass by Powell to find Cott wide open. We mentioned Caden Powell, not just a good basketball player, an excellent student, majoring in engineering. He chose Wyoming for that, one of those reasons, because of their terrific engineering program. He's from Waco, Texas. His mom's a professor at Baylor. So a great
corner
quality
3
kid.
by Garrett Anderson. Engineering, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you sometimes forget about that these basketball players are also student athletes. We mentioned their stats as players, but these guys are well-rounded human beings, both on and off the court.
Timeout being taken here by Linder. Something he didn't like. And they are going to extend it to a full timeout. So we'll step aside as the Spartans remain down by 9 here on their home floor. Well, I believe in equal time. We showed you Tip Miles earlier as the royalty in attendance here tonight for San Jose State. How about Kurt Jimerson, who lives in the Bay Area, resides in Danville, California. He was the first African-American player ever to play for the Wyoming Cowboys. And then all he did was leave Wyoming and become the first ever FBI agent hired by the Federal Bureau of Investigations as an African-American. And he's in attendance here tonight supporting his alma mater.
Great to see someone who understands what the university did for his career in life, and what a gentleman. I had a chance to say hello to him as well. Kind of to our point, student athlete. So they're basketball players, but what really matters is who they become when they're 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old men.
Yeah, the percentage of them that are going to go on and play in the NBA is low. And we're going to get before the bucket, we're going to get a foul here going against San Jose State. That's going to be on Anderson. That's 4 on Trey Anderson. That's a problem.
And that was just great high-low execution by the Cowboys. Caden Powell finding Mason Walters, high-low action.
And I stand corrected. They did call the foul earlier on Anderson. I don't know why it didn't get posted, but I'm sure Tim Miles is fine with it. I had him at 3 going into that. They've got him at 3 now, so he's staying on 3 fouls. And now they just corrected it. They literally just corrected it in the arena that he has 4 fouls. Gorner is up at the scorer's table. He'll check in ASAP. But that's not good news for San Jose State, already shorthanded. That Trey Anderson does have 4. But going back to your point with the student-athlete thing, I mean, you know, if you play at a high level of college basketball, decent chance maybe you might be able to play at least overseas somewhere for a couple of years and get a paycheck. But very few guys are going to have long professional basketball careers. Even fewer are going to have long professional NBA careers. You need to take advantage of the opportunity to get a degree.
And I remember Coach John Wooden, UCLA, going to his camp as a kid and then seeing him in the stands at Pauley Pavilion, and people would always come up to him and say, "Great game, Coach, and your players are doing terrific." And he'd always say, "You know what, thank you, but I'll know how terrific they are when they're older and when they're fathers and when they're husbands and when they're sons, and how they are as human beings and what they're doing giving back in the community." That's what Coach Wooden cared about.
Foul by Kenny Foster was his second, and then the Cowboys tipped the entry pass and come up with the basketball. But how about Zhang running the floor and getting the block from behind?
A great effort, competitive spirit. Take a look here. Zhang runs it down, rim protector, averaging close to 2 blocks a game in the Mountain West. But that's the type of effort San Jose State needs to employ for the remainder of the 12 minutes to get back into this game.
Walters fouled by Gorner. Gorner didn't like the call, but you can't run into the body of a shooter like that. Puts him in a precarious position. The foul on Gorner. That's already 5 team fouls on San Jose State here in the second half. They've only got one more foul to give, Coach. Free throw rattles around and drops through.
I see why Mason Walters in 2019 was the North Dakota Mr. Basketball player. He's really crafty, high IQ. Great get by Jeff Linder.
And I tried my best at halftime to say he was the leading scorer for Wyoming. He is now the leading scorer for Wyoming in this game. He's got 12. Zhang, one-handed, no. Foster. They working inside for Powell and taken away by Amy, but they're going to call jump ball as Powell was able to hold on to it just long enough. So the possession arrow, I believe, does favor San Jose State. We can't see it because we're actually behind it here on the scorer's table. But Wyoming right now with a 13-point advantage. San Jose State came out of the locker room with some fire. But right now it's Wyoming has surged back in front. We're going to take a timeout back to San Jose after this quick break. MJ Amy, 11 points tonight, but only on 4 of 11 shooting. He's been trying to carry the load here tonight for San Jose State. No Alvaro Cardenas. He is out with an illness. And not only do they miss Cardenas, what he brings to the floor, but the fact that he never leaves the floor. Team I in minutes, he's top 30 in the nation in minutes per game. He's been the one guy that has been consistently out there every minute of every game, seemingly, for San Jose State. That is awfully tough to replace.
And that's what you're looking for in a point guard, an extension of the head coach, and that's what Cardenas brings to the floor. He's a player coach. He holds his teammates accountable. He understands when to deliver the basketball on time, on target, as well as when to step out and knock down shots himself.
Gorner, his third three-point attempt tonight. He has not seen one go down. Did not knock one down against Air Force the other night either. Foster has it taken away by Zhang. You mentioned it, Gorner, he's been at the top of the scouting report for opposing teams ever since he had that big game in which he made 7 threes against Fresno State a month ago. And since that game, Kevin, Gorner has really fallen off. Now 9 of 38 from downtown since that game against Fresno State back on the 16th of January. Mitchell, no. Gorner, he'll get a traditional three-point opportunity here, though, working the offensive glass for the second chance bucket.
And that's what you need to do when you're Gorner, to your point, when guys are guarding you and running you off the three-point line. That means you need to bring value and find other ways to contribute, and that was evident attacking the offensive glass.
Completes the three-point play. Back to a 10-point game. Still a lot of time left. Got to just chisel away if you're the Spartans. Wyoming would like to try and grow this lead and put this thing to rest. Griffin into the corner for Foster. We'll keep it here. Last touch by San Jose State. 7 to shoot for the Cowboys. Foster for Wenzel, and he gets it to go over the outstretched arm of Zhang.
Tough shot by Brendan Wenzel. A clock in his head off the glass with 1 second on the shot clock.
And he becomes the 4th Cowboy player in double figures here tonight. Gorner, and no shot, whistle before the shot attempt, so wipe it off. The foul is going to be on Walters.
Looks like Tibet Gorner understands now how to read the defense. And curl cut.
15th team foul by Wyoming. So that, add an insult to injury. Not only do you not get a chance for an and one, you're not even getting free throws. That would have been an and one in the NBA. Davis takes a three, so they get the three anyway.
Again, I like his game. Be at your best when your best is needed, Latrell Davis, taking full advantage of his opportunity to get quality minutes.
And now a turnover, the double dribble by Wyoming. By the way, you saw Walters check out. That foul when he banged into Gorner was his 4th, so Jeff Linder told us today that he would be a big part of the game plan. He has been in the second half, but now he's on the bench. They're going to get caught back in as Foster will take a seat.
Dave, take a look at the lineup for San Jose State. 3 freshmen, DJ Satius, Latrell Davis, and Ricky Mitchell.
Davis, open look from the corner, can't get it to drop. First miss from downtown for Davis tonight. Caught with the shot clock down to 5. Caught from the left elbow, drills it. And you know what Jeff Linder told me this morning, Kevin? He said, Caught is at his best when he's being D'd up. When he's open, he doesn't shoot it as well. He actually said if he was playing against Caught, he'd leave him open rather than defend him. We showed you the shot he hit at the end of the last game between these two. Cardenas was all over him. He drilled it anyway.
Sounds like Cott loves pressure situations. He's dancing with the basketball. Take a look here. The crossover, the up and under, and then look at that high arch. Nothing but net. Really talented offensive player.
Foul on Wenzel was his 2nd. And Gorner at the line for a pair, hits the first. He's up to 8 points. Make it 9 and back to a 9-point game. 16 fouls on Wyoming, so San Jose State will go into the bonus on the next one. Mitchell on Cott. Cott gets around him, and from that right elbow, able to drill another one.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. He's saying, hey, no one can guard me. So no matter the heat, the pressure, he's too good off the bounce. Really quick with the basketball.
Amy with a three. Spartans needed that in the worst way.
Spartans need a stop now. They need to get the basketball out of Cott's hands.
Back within 8 with 8 minutes to go. Cott keeps the dribble alive. And another tough one by Cott. And Cott comes up a little bit hobbled, perhaps, holding his left hamstring after taking that shot. Came down a little bit awkwardly. They'll take a look at him during a timeout here.
Take a look. I'm speechless. I mean, this is like backyard basketball, just one-on-one. Too tough to guard.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 10-point game here in San Jose. Back in San Jose, Dave Benz alongside Kevin Brown and Kevin. Wyoming 9 threes in the first half. They've only taken 1 in the second half. San Jose State has done a better job of keeping them off that three-point line.
San Jose State, Dave, started out in the second half, first 4 minutes, playing aggressive, intense defense. They were switching screens. They were holding Wyoming to 1 low percentage shot, and that was how they got their energy and confidence on the offensive end. But what you're seeing now is just an incredible one-on-one performance by Cott.
Cott has been fantastic. He's up to 20 points for the game. A guy who collectively, between his NAIA career at Fort Lewis as well as his career at Wyoming, has scored over 2,000 collegiate points. And I said NAIA, I meant the D2 level, obviously, at Fort Lewis and Durango.
You're not that far off because, of course, the University of Jamestown transfer, the NAIA Player of the Year, Mason Walters, they've just done, the Cowboys, that is, have done a magnificent job of finding under-recruited players who are definitely D1 caliber talents.
Mitchell, the true freshman, couldn't get it to go. By the way, Cott did not come back out on the floor after that timeout, and I don't know if it's because it was time to give him a rest or if it's because of him being hobbled. And they are working on his leg right now over there on the Cowboys bench.
Oh, what a screen by Powell there.
Wenzel couldn't make it count, though. Combs gets it over to Foster. They work into the corner. Griffin open 3, no.
Push the pace, MJ Amy. You have numbers. Nice kick ahead to Davis and the strong finish.
Back to an 8-point game. Tim Miles is screaming that he should have gotten an and one opportunity. Zhang and Gorner are going to check in on the next dead ball for San Jose State. Griffin with an and one as he got fouled by DJ Satius. And they called the foul before the shot. So Griffin is actually just going to go to the line for the 1-and-1 here. San Jose State is over the limit.
We've talked a lot about recruiting, Dave, and one thing I like about Sam Griffin, he was recruited by Coach Linder because of his history as a winner. 3 state championships in high school, Miami, Florida, out of Westminster High School. So he brings to the table a winning mentality to the Wyoming Cowboys.
He started his career at UT Arlington, then transferred to Tulsa. Frank Haith brought him in, and he wanted to play point guard and thought that's what Frank Haith was going to have him do. And Frank Haith moved him to the 2, and he was miserable at the 2. Part of the reason he came to Wyoming was he knew that Linder was going to give him a chance to run the point. Davis gets inside the free throw line, gets a roll. So the British import gets it back to an 8-point game. Latrell Davis is up to 15 points in the game. Season high, career high for him is 16, so he's 1 off of it. Griffin answers right back.
What a pretty play, Dave. I mean, the crossover, 2-bounce, step back, pull up, nothing but net. He's just a terrific one-on-one offensive player.
Nice screen by Zhang, and he rolled to the rack. He doesn't get paid off, but he does lead the way for Davis, and Davis now has a new career high in scoring. He's up to 17. He'll look to make it 18 at the line.
Take a look here. Look how fast he's got a burst of speed to draw the foul and finish strong. Again, I like his intensity, his effort, promising freshman. Great recruiting by Coach Miles, finding some really talented freshmen. We mentioned Davis, Ricky Mitchell, DJ Satius. Promising future for San Jose State. We said Coach Miles is a builder of programs, and that's what he's doing at San Jose State.
Back to a 7-point game. Spartans are doing exactly what they needed to do, chip away, but they need to continue getting stops. Foster for Griffin. Out of the corner, the 3 for Combs is too strong. Davis with the rebound.
Look how fast he is in the open floor. Davis.
And they're going to call that a goaltend. Count the bucket. Latrell Davis is having a night.
Did you see Coach? Davis is looking over at his coach saying, hey, is that okay? Can I push the ball up one-on-one and make it happen? Look how fast he is. I think he's one of the most talented freshmen in the Mountain West. From end to end, he might be one of the fastest players with the basketball.
10-2 in the fast break scoring column now in favor of San Jose State. And the Spartans have it back to a 5-point game. And for the first time tonight, you feel like San Jose State has momentum on their side.
And it's the confidence and energy that we talked about earlier. Coach Miles, he keeps employing that type of philosophy in this timeout. He's saying, guys, it doesn't matter if we're playing man-to-man defense or zone defense. You have to play with extreme energy. And then on the offensive end of the floor, push the pace, play with confidence. It should be a joy to get out and run. You guys are too athletic. You're too fast. That's the advantage that San Jose State has over Wyoming.
And, of course, the other big subplot here is the status of Aquel Cott. He has not returned to the lineup since going out and appearing to tweak that hamstring. He continues to get worked on over there on the bench. He hit the game winner between these two the last time they paired up in Laramie. Last touched by San Jose State. So 20 to shoot for Wyoming. Griffin Zhang came to contest, but it was too late. Griffin, that's easy money for him. Griffin's got 17 in the game. Davis picked up the dribble, gets it away to Amy. MJ, I'll tell you what, that's the second time that I've been impressed by the screen that Zhang has set to free somebody up, and Amy, that time, the beneficiary.
And I'm impressed with MJ Amy's ability to understand angles and create that contact. He gets a step and then can rise up.
Walters gives it up for Wenzel. No good. And we're going to get a loose ball foul going against Wyoming. Foul on Caden Powell. And Wyoming's over the limit, so we're going to have free throws on the other end, but not until we have the 4-minute media timeout. San Jose State creeping back in at 5-point deficit. They'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 on the other side of this break. Back here in San Jose, Spartans fans starting to get a little bit into this one. As for a long time, it looked like San Jose State was going to be in some trouble. But, Kevin, they have whittled their way back in, and they'll go to the line, chance to make it a one-possession game if they can hit both these free throws.
Players are feeding off the fans here at Provident Credit Union Event Center at San Jose State University. You can feel the confidence, the belief at our very eyes for San Jose State.
San Jose State trailed by double digits much of this game.
You're seeing two styles of play right now for San Jose State. They're going small ball, 5 guys that can dribble, pass, shoot. And then you've got Wyoming that wants to play through the post with both.
So
Mason Walters.
1-and-1 here, Coach, for Trey Anderson, and he knocks down the first. That's always tough out of the timeout, knowing that you got a 1-and-1 and not 2 coming. And Anderson's been on the bench for a while, by the way, with foul trouble, so that's really impressive to come in and knock down both of them. A one-possession game. Combs for Wenzel. Gonna get a whistle, and foul here is on Zhang. And San Jose State's over the limit, so that's gonna be a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Wyoming.
And to complete my point as far as the different styles of play, that's what Wyoming is looking to do, is go big with Mason Walters and Caden Powell and look for those high-low opportunities.
Walters misses the front end, and the ball rebounded by Zhang. Here come the Spartans, chance to get it to 1 or tie it on a triple. Davis. And they work it inside to Zhang for the alley-oop slam.
What a play by MJ Amy. 2 guys watching the basketball off of that curl. Too many guys helping Amy, then the lob to Zhang. And as you said, Dave, He loves the dunk shot. 6 dunks this year versus Texas Tech.
1 point game. Walters for Griffin. Griffin contested. Great job by Davis, but Walters comes up with the offensive rebound. He can't get it to go. Zhang with another rebound gets tied up. And I believe they're going to call a foul here on Wyoming.
What I like about Jung there, he was strong with the basketball. He went after the rebound with 2 hands, showing some toughness. And I love the confidence that Coach Miles is giving his young ball player.
San Jose State sending Zhang to the line now. It's not been his strong suit. 15 of 40 at the line this season. Has not been there tonight. And drills the front end of the 1-and-1. We got a tie game. San Jose State trailed by 15 at one point tonight. They trailed by double digits much of this game. A chance to go in front. And Zhang rattles out. But what a comeback. And all of this while Aquel Cott sits out for Wyoming. That is a big loss for him. And I would imagine if he could be back, he'd be back by now, Kevin. Walters in the post. Zhang decided at the last second not to reject it, and a good decision as it was going to be a goaltender that he hit it. It goes in anyway.
Again, Walters is just pounding the basketball, 2-3 dribbles in the paint. San Jose State needs to converge and be physical and crowd him.
Knocked out of bounds. We'll keep it here. San Jose State has never led in this game. They could tie this back up or go on with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. Ricky Mitchell Jr. is going to give Latrell Davis a breather here. Mitchell. Corner, 3, no good.
Good execution by San Jose State. The pin down to find Gorner with that nice-looking 3-point shot.
Griffin for Walters. Zhang staying in front of Walters, trying to back his way in. Gets Zhang in the air and gets the finish.
Yeah, I'm reading Coach Miles' lips right there. He's saying, Jung, you need to jump straight up vertically and contest shots.
And Tim Miles wants a timeout. Mentioned San Jose State trailed by 15 tonight. They do not have a comeback of 15 or more amongst their 9 wins this season. So if they can somehow find a way to eke this thing out, that would be it. By the way, the final score, Kevin, in Laramie was 75-73. I mean, we are exactly on that same pace between these two teams here tonight.
San Jose State has been in a lot of close games in the Mountain West this year. I'd love to see them stick together and pull this one out. Only down 4. They're going to need some quick shots here. Let's see if they can get the basketball inside the paint and then play straight up, tough one-on-one defense.
Kind of surprised to see Latrell Davis. I mean, he's getting a breather, but he's got 20. He's been so important with what they've done tonight. He remains on the bench. Trey Anderson was part of the reason why he was on the bench. He had 4 fouls, and MJ Amy says it's okay. I'll just drill a triple.
And what do I know? I'm asking for a get the basketball in the paint. Amy just loads and fires.
Amy's up to 19 points. Walters working his way in on Zhang, and again, Walters able to take advantage of Zhang inside. Walters gets knocked to the ground. They did not call a foul, but they're just stopping it because Walters is in some obvious pain right now.
Take a look at the replay. Jung holds his ground. He needs to vertically contest.
And I couldn't tell, did Walters step on somebody's foot and twist the ankle? He'll stay in. Yeah, that was a nice job by Adrambe Jung to stay home. Back to a three-point game. Don't have to have a three, but you got to have points. Jung for Amy. Amy, floater from the free throw line, won't go. Rebound by Walters. Don't have to foul here, but you got to have a stop. Wyoming won't be in a hurry. Griffin gets picked up by Anderson. Shot clock under 10. Griffin gets to the right box. No. Second chance. No. Basketball stripped away on the floor. Wyoming comes out of there with it. And now still enough time you don't have to foul, but Tim Miles is calling for his team to foul. And Mitchell finally does reach in and foul Griffin. San Jose State, that's the 9th foul, so this will be a 1-and-1, not 2. But you're sending Griffin to the free throw line 84% on the season. He's a career, at all the places he's played, he's a career 83% free throw shooter. First one is huge on the 1-and-1. Griffin's 2 for 2 at the line tonight. Crowd trying to make some noise. And he drills it, so he'll get a second.
Dave, let's talk strategy. You do not need a three-point shot if you're San Jose State, but you need to get the basketball up the floor and score in the first 4 seconds of the shot clock here, and then call a timeout. You got to push it up if you're MJ Amy.
Knocked out of bounds as Combs gets a hand on it. 14.8 remaining. You pretty much got to get a three here. Don't you think? Two. I mean, a two is good.
I'm
if it's
okay
quick.
with a quick two and then a timeout and get your defense in.
Nice feed into the post. Jung gets the 2. All right, there you go, coach. That's why you're the coach.
Right. Great execution. You're down 3 with 8 seconds. Now you go full court, defensive pressure. You try to get a 5 count or a quick steal, and then locate the right person to foul, because of course you do not want to foul Sam Griffin.
Yeah, the problem is that now you've got 19 fouls, so the next one puts Wyoming into the double bonus, so they're going to be shooting 2. I guess the question becomes then, you said you don't want to foul Griffin. Who do you want to foul of the players out there on the floor? Wenzel is at 82%, Griffin's 84%, Walters 81%. So those are the 3. You just want to stay away from those 3. If anybody else catches the ball, you want to foul them immediately. Of course, you really can't be selective at this point either.
Absolutely. And one thing also, if you're San Jose State and you're going to play full court denial, you have to be aware of the home run pass. I imagine Wyoming is in the huddle right now designing a home run play, especially if San Jose State is overplaying.
That timeout, by the way, was the final timeout of the game for San Jose State. So they will not be able to stop the clock again. Do you like the timeout there, Kevin?
I do. I think you need to get you need to get your team organized and instruct how you want to play on the defensive end of the floor.
Well, here we go. Walters will stand on the baseline to be the inbounder. They'll put Gorner on him. Gorner with his back to Walters. Walters goes for the home run pass. Davis there to intercept it. Got a hand on it. And out of bounds, last touched by San Jose State. And how about Ricky Mitchell Jr. giving up the body to try to save the basketball, and he comes up limping.
Yeah, take a look. There's the home run pass that we talked about, but excellent recovery just like a defensive back in the NFL.
Man, Mitchell laying out the body. That's how bad the Spartans want this one. And you just hope that he didn't injure himself too badly going down into the stands. Now 6.8 to play here in this game, and Wyoming will inbound the basketball from the sideline on their end of the floor.
So defensively here, you want to shade Wyoming into a corner and then get a hard double team trap. And of course, a quick foul.
Look how close this is. Can't really see. Oh, he's stepping out of bounds. His foot's on the line as he goes out. That's the call. Randy Hireman was right there looking at it.
Like to know what size shoe our man Davis is wearing. You know, if he had maybe a.
By the way, cop back on here, Kevin.
If he had maybe an 11 size shoe, it wouldn't have been out of bounds.
Walters, they throw it into the backcourt, and Griffin is quickly fouled by Davis. And it's a double bonus opportunity, so Griffin will get 2 free throws. 19 points tonight for Griffin. And that'll make it a 2-possession game. And this next one will really seal the deal, Kevin, because you got maybe a 2% chance of getting a 4-point play. There is no 5-point play. Five-point margin with just 5 seconds left. Amy fires the 3, no good, and that'll do it.